This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
I can see you walking down the street with the sundress on and the city at your feet. I need. I can see you with the flower in your hair like a daddy don't know and the devil may care. I can see you looking down on me with money in your pocket in the penthouse suite. I need.
Following program is rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, it doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, truer words have never been said. It does not matter who the host is. What has always matters is who the listeners are. Anyways, today is Wednesday, February the 12th of 2025, day 43rd of the year, and only 322 days left to go. We are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM and hanging out with our friends and colleagues over there.
You're being infiltrated. Radio Big.
Yep, infiltration. Radio Big is the mixture of things that goes on, so there you go. Okay, so how are you? I hope everything is good and grand inside of your neck of the woods. So yesterday, if you hung out with us, you kind of noticed a couple of things, maybe. Number one, first hour, we had a dump into memory lane. And let me explain why. System issues that we had, but we were able to get back on hour 2 and 3. It's real radio, man. It's kind of the way that it goes. It's because we do it in real time. I tell you how it goes in real time. Not going to sit here and lie to you in regards to what's going on, but we got in hour 2 and 3, so we were cool. But hour 1 was, a recap, a rehash, if one may say it in that pattern. So, if you're good, we're good. So let's talk real quick. A lot of stuff going on. Little time to do. So we're going to talk about some weird stuff today. Don't worry about that. I had it teed up for you yesterday, but it didn't work out, as you already know. So there's that. Anyways, if you're new here, our show consists of safety in the news and safety. It's just really the bottom line. It's what we do. So, because that's what we do, there's a lot of stuff we talk about. And because there's a lot of stuff we talk about, we want to make sure that you have the chance to interact as well. So all you have to do there is go to callinradio.com. That's callinradio.com. They'll get everything moving and grooving for you. That's just the way that our world works out. So there you go. Call in radio, audio, video, and text messaging are the options once you get there. Just so you have some tidbit of information on what is going on. Anyways, with that being said, why don't we start talking right away about what the hell was trending in the overnight?
Here is what was trending. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, OpenAI responds to Elon Musk's buyout offer, and also an update on Vince Neil's private plane crash and the bombshell report of Liam Payne's past relationship. Also, Justin Baldoni spoke about the hard times prior to the current It Ends With Us legal drama. And also Prince Andrews joins another curious business venture. We'll talk about that as we get into the deets. The deets. We'll get into some details. No doubt about that as we are talking, walking, whatsoever. So I have some people that are hanging out here from Feature Story News. They want to talk to you about what the hell is going on inside of the world of the multiverse in regards to the news aspect. So if you're ready, I think I am definitely ready for us to go out there and knock it out of the park. No other way around it. Because, who wants the typical news stories? Some people always ask, why do you talk about news and not only safety news? Because we need other stuff to talk about when we're hanging out. And, trying to get with the peeps out there. Because you need to have some pop culture references of what the hell's going on. Because if you start giving me some new catalog, some new safety and health thing without giving me something else, I'm probably not going to care too much. It's kind of how it goes. Let's be real. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and just get into the news right now?
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Ukraine says one person's been killed and 4 injured in a Russian missile attack on Kiev. 6 ballistic missiles and 71 drones launched by Russia were shot down, according to the Ukrainian military. It comes as NATO allies meet in Brussels for discussions on support for Ukraine, more of which the US wants to come from Europe. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the Gaza ceasefire will end if Hamas doesn't return hostages by Saturday. On Monday, Hamas announced it would delay a hostage release plan for the weekend, accusing Israel of violating the ceasefire deal. Giles Gibson reports from Tel Aviv.
There are now mounting concerns that the Gaza ceasefire deal is on the brink of collapse. While the Israeli Prime Minister says Hamas must release hostages in 3 days, his language is open to interpretation. It's not clear whether he's backing US President Donald Trump's call for all remaining hostages to be freed, or if the previously planned number of 3 would keep the ceasefire alive. Hamas says it remains committed to the agreement and blames Israel for any complications or delays. Giles Gibson, Tel Aviv.
Security's been stepped up in India as tens of millions of pilgrims make their way to the Kumbh Mela. The Hindu religious event's already attracted more than 400 million visitors, but officials are being questioned over crowd management after at least 30 people died in a stampede 2 weeks ago. Ishan Garg reports from New Delhi.
A war room has been set up to monitor the crowds at Kumbh Mela as a sea of humanity pours into the North Indian city of Prayagraj. Officials say they are monitoring the flow of crowds and have deployed special forces to deal with potential overcrowding. As one of the last auspicious days to take a dip at the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati rivers, the day is expected to be extra busy. In the past couple of days, pilgrims making their way to the city were stuck in traffic jams for up to 48 hours, but officials say they've now bolstered their security arrangements, especially as the government is being criticized for mismanaging what's being called the biggest religious gathering in the world. Ishan Garg, New Delhi.
Heathrow Airport's announcing a multi-billion-pound investment as it prepares its proposal for a new runway. The privately funded upgrades at Terminals 2 and 5 will lay the groundwork for wider expansion. The plans include guarantees of using British steel, with the sector under pressure because of possible tariffs from the US. The government gave its backing to a third runway at Heathrow last month, despite controversy. Financial analyst Danny Hewson says the plans are designed to future-proof Heathrow.
It would then help the airport get to capacity to deal with the third runway, and they're expecting those plans to be submitted in the summer. So it's including boosting capacity of Terminals 2 and 5, upgrading bus and coach connections, effectively making the airport more capable of dealing with more passengers.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Now, with so much instability gripping people all over the world at the moment, it would be easy to miss news that broke this week about the Earth's inner core. Scientists now believe that it may have changed shape at some point within the past 20 years and reversed the direction in which it spins. The inner core is a hot, solid ball of metal surrounded by a liquid metal outer core, and researchers using earthquake data gathered since 1991 have concluded that curious things are happening in the heart of our planet. Professor John Vidale, a seismologist at the University of Southern California, led the research.
1,000-kilometer radius, it's spinning, so it's a little bit like a frisbee, but it's mostly round. And we're talking about just depression or little bumps. We don't really know the wavelength, if they're 100-kilometer long or if they're finer scale features. It's hard to see these changes, but it's pretty dramatic. If the surface rises up a kilometer, if that happened at the surface, it'd be just shocking news. Really, all we know is something is changing down there, and we're going to have to work to figure out just what it is.
There is no cause for panic. Researchers are now trying to determine what impact the changes may have on the Earth's magnetic field, and Professor Vidale concedes his team needs to check they are interpreting the data they have gathered correctly. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, Ukraine says one person's been killed and 4 injured in a Russian missile attack on Kiev. Israel's Prime Minister says the Gaza ceasefire will end if Hamas doesn't return hostages by Saturday. Security's been stepped up in India as tens of millions of pilgrims make their way to the Kumbh Mela. And Heathrow Airport's announcing a multi-billion-dollar expansion investment as it prepares its proposal for a new runway. That's the latest feature story news. Ollie Barrett reporting.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Radio Big. Streaming 24/7 at radiobig.fm.
Hey there, Jay Allen here with Safety FM, where we just don't talk about safety, we live it. And when it comes to safeguarding your future, there's no better partner than Acorns. This part of the show has been brought to you by Acorns, and a powerful tool that makes saving and investing easier than ever. We all know that investing can feel overwhelming, especially with busy lives and no time to dive into the nitty-gritty of financial markets, but Acorns changes the game. With Acorns, you don't need to be a financial expert or have a hefty sum of money to get started. In fact, Acorns lets you begin with just spare change. All about those small steps, small investments today that can build into something much bigger over time. Acorns recommends that the expert build portfolio designed to fit financial goals. Then it does the heavy lifting for you by automatically investing your money. It's like having a financial advisor in your pocket working around the clock to help your money grow. So why wait? Head over to acorns.com/safetyfm or download the Acorns app and take that first step towards securing your future today. Remember, in the world of safety and investing, small actions today can lead to mighty outcomes tomorrow. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides an incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisors. View important disclosures at acorn.com/safetyfm. At Safety FM, we're all about making smart decisions on the job and in life. So take control of your financial future. This is Jay Allen reminding you to stay safe, stay smart, and invest in your tomorrow.
Safety never sounded so terrible. Rated R Safety Show.
If you're anything like me, you have certain tendencies to put things off, such as filing taxes, seeing the doctor, working on that home improvement project that you're supposed to be doing, but you just haven't gotten to it. And while most of the times it works out, the one thing in life that you really cannot afford to wait on is setting up term coverage life insurance. You've probably seen life insurance commercials on TV and thought, yeah, I'll look into it later. Well, the answer is no. This isn't something that you can wait for. Choose life insurance through Ladder today. Ladder is 100% digitals, no doctors, no needles, no paperwork. When you apply for $3 million in coverage or less, just answer a few questions about your health in an application. Ladder's customers rate them 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, and they've made Forbes' best life insurance in 2021's list. You just need a few minutes and a phone or a laptop to apply. Ladder's smart algorithm works in real time, so you'll find out if you're instantly approved. No hidden fees, cancel anytime, get full refund if you change your mind in the first 30 days. Ladder policies are issued by insurers with long proven histories of paying claims. They're rated A and A+ by AM Best. Finally, since life insurance costs more as you age, now is the time to cross it off your list. So go to ladder.com/safetyfm today to see if you're instantly approved. That's LADDER life.com/safetyfm. Ladderlife.com/safetyfm.
Listen to our host of the Rated R Safety Show self-implode on our airwaves, only on Safety FM.
Okay, self-implosion in airwaves sounds like a thing to do here, is what it sounds like. So I don't know where to start because there's a lot of stuff to cover, but I found this and I thought it was interesting. So because of, the stuff that we had to do for our news stories around here, we had to look some stuff up. So I always find things very interesting. So if you get bored today, this is what I would like you to do. Go to congress.gov. Okay? Congress.gov. And I want you to look up HR 1161. Okay? Congress.gov, HR 1161. Now, this is a legislation, okay? That's what this is. And there has been a legislation that was introduced on the 10th, so 2 days ago, to authorize the president to enter into negotiations to acquire Greenland and to rename it, to rename Greenland to Red, White, and Blue Land. Yeah, I want that to sink in for a moment, okay? So, Congress.gov, legislation HR 1161. It is legislation that has been provided in to authorize the president to enter into negotiations to acquire Greenland and to rename Greenland as Red, White, and Blue Land. This is not a joke. This is a dead serious business in regards of the things that are going on. As when I think things can't get any stranger, boy, does somebody haul off and surprise me.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Hey, I don't know why I'm an idiot for sharing exactly what's going down, man. You know, I try to keep it easy peasy around here in regards of the real stuff. The real stuff, man. That's what we do. So there you go. Okay, so let's talk about some things that are happening real quick. Firefighters responding to a house fire in Sacramento have area successfully rescued a family of 3 on Monday and then successfully revived 2 house cats that were suffering of smoke inhalation. One of the human residents of the fire also entered into the hospital, just a little FYI there. And then a local photojournalist recorded rescues of rescuers feeding oxygen to the feline. It is available. It's CPS Sacramento. If you want to take a look at that, I don't know if that's important, but I mean, I'm just letting you know that it's there, that it is there for you to take a look at if you're so inclined to do so. What else do I have? Okay, so let's talk about this. Follow up after the news broke on Monday that Elon Musk was leading a group of investors to acquire OpenAI, a competitor of his own XAI project. OpenAI founder has publicly rejected the unsolicited offer. No thank you, but we will buy Twitter for $9.74 billion if you want, Altman quipped, offering a 1/10 of the Musk proposed buyout of OpenAI. Musk led the acquisition of Twitter back in 2022 for about $44 billion. Since then, he's incorporated an AI chat box into X called Grok, using technology developed by Musk and others, AI development company XAI. I don't know. I really would like to have more context in regards of what happened there, because it seemed like that at one portion there was a OpenAI thing where Musk was involved, but they had agreed that they would never be for profit, meaning OpenAI. So I don't know if that's where the fallout occurred. But if you look back, there was a lot of stuff earlier where Musk was kind of anti-AI to some extent in regards on how it was pushing forward. They used to have some pretty large meetings in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and have some discussions about AI. You can look all that stuff up. It's readily available to the public. So there you go. Take a listen to this one. Rocker Vince Neil was not on board his private jet when it crashed at Scottsdale Airport on Monday. His girlfriend Rain and her family Ashley were on the aircraft, however. According to Motley Crue's manager, Rain suffered 5 broken ribs in the incident. The pilot unfortunately did not survive. A preliminary investigation found that the landing gear failed, causing the collision. This is according to TMZ. So there you go, some information for you there in regards to the things that are going on. Also, months after Liam Payne's passing, a bombshell reports about his relationship with ex-fiancée Maya Henry has surfaced. A source told Rolling Stone that Payne allegedly sexted other men while dating Henry from 2018 to 2022 as he struggled with his sexuality. The insider also claims that he forced her to get an abortion in 2020, giving her an ultimatum of either having the procedure or staying with him on raising the kid, or staying in raising the kid alone. Payne was already a dad to a son, Bear, now 7 at the time. Henry previously addressed the relationship in their book, Looking Forward, telling People magazine at the time that she put herself in an unsafe and harmful situation at the times, but didn't fault Payne for his struggles. At the time of the passing, Payne was dating influencer Kate Cassidy, who had joined him in Buenos Aires just days prior to his death. This is all according to Rolling Stone and People magazine. So I don't know. And I always hate when I say according to people, because what the hell does that exactly mean? Who's the people? You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so take a listen to this. Justin Baldini says that he wasn't in the best place prior to the legal drama, where it ends with us co-star Blake Lively coming to light in a new episode of Gents Talk podcast, which was recorded last November. The actor-director told Samir Morani that he needed time to recover and heal after filming. The statement was made a month before Lively filed a lawsuit accusing Baldoni of sexual harassment on the set. In response to the countersuit, the actress and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicist. This is according to The Sun. Hold on real quick. Gents Talk podcast is recorded 3-4 months ahead of time? Holy shit, good for you, man. I mean, that's a good problem to have, but man, this is where I run into issues with doing that. And let me explain. We have several hosts here on Safety FM, some that probably record things way too early and probably don't want me talking about that, but we'll leave that out. But when you record something so early, you're not like doing things in real time now. You see where the issue becomes? Because now you're looking at this and you go, okay, if you're talking about this is going down, and then what's going to happen? It becomes a difficult thing, is how we talk about it. Anyways, a new report about a mysterious spy balloon that flew over the United States in 2023 has raised some troubling concerns, primarily that the technology on board mostly came from American companies. Newsweek reports that at least 5 different American companies built a variety of equipment on board the balloon, including a satellite communication module, sensors, and other technology. The discovery raises about questions about the government's ability to regulate American technology in a way that prevents it from being used by hostile foreign governments against American citizens. This is coming up by Newsweek. So what do you think? I mean, I don't know. I look at some of this stuff and go, why are we finding this out almost 2 years after the fact and not in real time? I know. Kind of a weird one, but we have to talk about it. Take a listen to this. A church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, announced Sunday that it had raised $2.5 million to pay off medical debt for over 2,000 people. Reverend John Jackman of Trinity Moravian Church began the project of buying old medical debt and paying it off just in 2022. But has already raised over $21 million in total for the cause, both for congregants and community members. If every church would just sort of take responsibility for some square mile around it, what a change the world would occur in the world that we live in. This is according to what Jackson told the local media, so it's interesting to hear for sure. So I don't know. I look at it and go, who can do that? Who can do all of that stuff? So there you go. Take a listen to this. Check your tuna. Yeah. And I'm not talking about chicken of the sea here. I'm talking about Tri-Union Seafoods has issued a recall on tuna sold at Trader Joe's, H-E-B, Costco, and Walmart. The affected products are sold under Genova Vans Camp, H-E-B, and Trader Joe's brand in several states, including Alabama, Arkansas, California, Delaware, Illinois, Iowa, Kentucky, Tennessee, Wisconsin, and more. The recall comes, out of an abundance of caution after several cans were found to have a defective seal, which could cause the product to leak or worse, be contaminated with with some other crap, that's for sure. The potential fatal form of food poisoning. This is according to the New York Post. So yeah, I would be a little hesitant of the tuna una, and you might want to say, I don't want to in regards of what's going on. So just keep that in mind as we are talking. Okay. I feel like we have to do this, and I don't know. We get so swampy lately, but we have to talk about all kinds of stuff that are coming up. So follow up after the news broke that FEMA continued to fund housing for illegal immigrants in New York City in an open defiance of an executive order. The Trump administration has announced that 4 FEMA employees have been fired, including FEMA's chief financial officer. Speaking of defiance, deportation coordinator Tom Homan says that he believes the Department of Justice has identified the leaker who divulged ICE deportation raid plans. Tom says that the leaker will be investigated, lose their job and pension, and potentially face jail time if convicted. So there you go. I mean, you're going to lose everything else. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds like, interesting times. Take a listen to this polling roundup. A CNN poll shows that President Trump has held a net positive rating for each day of his second term so far, meaning that more people approve than disapprove of his job performance. On average, he's up 4 points each day during the entire first term. Trump only had 11 days with a net positive rating. Rasmussen poll similar shows Trump up with 8 points net positive approval rating. Elon Musk is up 6 points and Doge is up 11 points. An Insider Advantage poll has showed Trump up 9 points and Elon up 5 points. In other words, for all the the warfare that is out there, the lawfare, the grandstanding and political games, Americans like what they're seeing. But I don't know. It's still kind of really divisive in regards to what's going on. Let's just not lie here about some of this stuff, because if we did, that's what we would be doing. We'd be lying. So there you go. Also, the Dow increased by 123 points as we're talking about the numbers to close at 95,987 on Tuesday. The S&P increased by 2 points to close at $6,068 and $6,068. I can't even speak. That's points, not dollars. The Nasdaq lost 70 points to close at 19,643. West Texas Intermediate closed at $73 a barrel, and Brent crude was at $76 a barrel. The national average price of a gallon of gas was $3.14 on Tuesday, and Bitcoin was mostly flat, trading just around $96,000 on Tuesday. So there you go. And tonight's Powerball drawing will be for a $154 million jackpot, or a $71.4 million cash payout. So if you want to play the game, I guess you have the opportunity to do so as we are talking. So let's do this, because it is 32 minutes past the top of the hour. So it is time to do that thing that we call our main story.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, main story time for us to hang out, on this lovely Whip 'em Out Wednesday, talk about the things that are going on, talk about the things that we approve about, talk about the things that change in our lifetime. And I guess there's a kind of a small combo that I want to do today in regards of what I want to talk about, because take a listen to this just for a moment. You are aware that businesses have the actual year and they have a physical year. In some physical years with business practices match identically the year that you're in. So this might be for your organization, physical year 2025. But some companies don't look at the calendar in that way. So you could still be in March of 2025, and you could already be in physical year based on how your organization sees it of 2026. Got it? Or hopefully that makes some level of sense. So as you look at some of this stuff and you have your company's physical year and the actual physical year, not that it corresponds with the date, if it's one of those scenarios, how do you look at your quote unquote safety rating? Because as you are aware, there are still some organizations that give you budgets and bonuses and all that kind of fun stuff based on criteria that they're expecting you to hit. That's kind of the way that it works. So with that being said, what are you looking at? How do you factor in some of these things in regards on how they're set up? Because here's the gig. During this time of budgeting, if your physical year does not match your actual year, how do you set up the budget correctly? especially if you're coming into something where you have just started a new position and the budget was already in place by someone previously. Like, I remember going to a place that the letter repeats multiple times, and they're kind of a car club. Yeah, you got that. And I was given essentially permission to go to any training that I wanted to, anywhere in the world, and technically with no budget. Okay? So was it a free-for-all? I don't think it was, but it was almost kind of painted in that style of a picture. So I looked at it and I said, okay, how are we going to get this to work? And then all of a sudden their fiscal year changed on how the setup was. And then all of a sudden there was constraints that were put into place. Boom, da boom, da boom, da boom, on how I could do this stuff. And I looked at it and I said, this can become extremely confusing in regards of what's going on. So I asked that question to you, the people, because that's what happens. How do you get out of this confusing method on how you set stuff up? And when you look at trainings, what kind of trainings do you normally go to? Are they trainings that will have large impact and large scale in regards of the information that's out there? Because I look at it from the standpoint that it gets weird, and it gets weird quick if you're not paying close attention. I look at it also that if you are not careful in understanding these calendars mismatches, where problems can occur. Now, you might be sitting there this morning, or whenever you're taking a listen to this, and going, okay, this really does not apply to me. Understand this. If you're trying to get a budgeting sequence or something approved, you have to understand the timing of that. You have to understand, does this sequence, where does it fall into? And listen, some of these budgets are great, and some of these budgets are terrible in regards to the amount of money that occur. Because here's the thing. Let's say, for instance, your new fiscal year occurs here at the beginning of March, and we're on the 12th of February currently. That means you have to offload as much money as possible before you get into that new fiscal year, because if not, they're going to be like, oh, you didn't spend enough money on your budget, and so we're going to cut it for next year. I know. Welcome to corporate America when it kind of seems to some of these things. It gets extremely strange from time to time as we take a look at some of the stuff. There is no doubt about that. So I guess if anything, that's going to really be something to think about.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
It's always amazing to me on how technology changes, and so does the environment that we're in. And cyber criminals will do everything they can to take advantage of a system. If you don't own a home, you have nothing to fear about what I'm about to tell you. But if you own a home like me and you don't guard it with home title lock, you're inviting home title fraud. One of the fastest growing crimes. Cyber thieves around the world know our home values are sky high at the moment, and that makes us a target. The crime is scary simple. Let me explain it to you real quick. A cyber thief simply forges your name on a property sale form and refiles it. That's it. Now he or she is on the deed of your home, and you have no idea that you're a victim. Then the person takes out a loan on your home and vanishes, leaving you to prove to the police that you didn't commit bank fraud. Home Title Locks puts a virtual barrier around your home title. The instant they detect any kind of tampering or anybody messing around, they help shut it down. Look, if you have equity in your home, you need to guard it the best way that you can. Some people might even go as far as guarding it with their life. Go to HometitleLock.com and register your address to see if you already are a victim. And enter the code RADIO. That's RADIO. That's the code RADIO for 30 days free of protection. That's code RADIO at HometitleLock.com.
Listen at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
Do you have a claim and not sure where to turn? Coastal Claim Consultants are professionally licensed and bonded public insurance adjusters employed exclusively by you, the policyholder, to represent you after sustaining an insured loss. They assist policyholders in all aspects of processing the claim, working closely with the insured to provide the most equitable and timely settlement possible. They will provide you with comprehensive service, anything from inspecting the loss site, analyzing damages, compiling claim support data, reviewing applicable coverages, assessing replacement costs of damages, and negotiating your settlement. The adjusters at Coastal Claim Consultants will evaluate your claim for no upfront cost whatsoever. Coastal Claim Consultants' fee is based on contingency contracts and are paid when the insurance company sends you a check and it's in your possession. Coastal Claim Consultants are licensed to assist you in the following states: Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, and South Carolina. For more information, go to coastal-cc.com. That's coastal-cc.com. For more information, lighting the way to recovery. Coastal Claim Consultants.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
It's a new year, but it's feeling harder than ever to find and hire qualified people you need, especially for small businesses. That's where LinkedIn Job comes in. They make it easier to find people you want to talk to faster and for free. You can create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get your role in front of the most qualified people. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering qualified hires versus leading competitors. I have to tell you that we have used LinkedIn Jobs to even find some of the people that we have here at Safety FM. LinkedIn Jobs can help you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know that every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your jobs for free on linkedin.com/safetyfm. That's linkedin.com/safetyfm to post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply. And don't forget to tell them that you heard it right here on Safety FM.
In order to save the planet from cow farts, why doesn't someone just invent really large gas X pills?
God, what's that awful stench? Radio Big.
I can see you walking down the street with the sundress on and the city at your feet. I need. I can see you with the flower in your hair like a daddy don't know and the devil may care. I can see you looking down on me with money in your pocket in the penthouse suite. I need.
Okay, we are still hanging out here on the Rated R Safety Show, doing all the fun stuff we get to do, no doubt about that. Yeah, this right here that you're taking a listen to, this is Three Saints. It's called I Want, I Need. Songs readily available on Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Music. So there you go. Some stuff for you. if you're willing to play the game. I need. That's what she said. Anyways, there you go. Thanks to Three Sinks for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. Okay, so let's get into the move and the groove of the things that are going on inside of the world of the multiverse, because that is what we do around here. And let me tell you about the most important thing that I will ever tell you in my lifetime. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help. And the people at To Write Love on Her Arms want you to know that people have been where you are now, and healing is possible. Things can get better. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to TWLOHA.com. That's TWLOHA.com and click on the section that says Find Help. Once you get there, all kinds of information are readily available for you related to addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorder, self-injury, suicide, trauma, and grief support, just to name a few. That's TWLOHA.com. To Write Love on Her Arms. So there you go. A lot of information for you as we are hanging out and talking. Let's talk real quick about this, because you're probably going to want to know this. You may have heard that playing music before a baby is born is good for their mental development, but now scientists are saying that it can be good for physical development too, as long as it's classical music that you play for them. The American Institute of Physics has published research from a team in Mexico that studied the effect of classical music on fetal heartbeat. Yeah, the scientists say that they found evidence of the classical music can calm the heart and rate of the unborn babies, which in turn could provide development benefits, especially to the nervous system. Let's see. The researchers say that it increases the development of the nervous system and is an indication of a healthier development, and that suggests that the expectant parent considered exposing their fetuses to quiet music, such as classical. Hey, if it also makes a kid hate Baby Shark after it's born, I'm all in for that. I'm just saying. And it looks like the unborn baby will know more about Beethoven than I do. So, I mean, I guess that's one other way to look at it. So there you go. So let's not forget real quick about Friday, because this is going to be important, because I don't want you to screw up anything with your relationship. So let's talk about this. So you may know this already. So you say you love pizza. Well, let's talk about this. Then this is for you. Domino's UK has launched pepperoni-inspired perfume for Valentine's Day. The limited edition scent named El de Pasión is a nod to the pepperoni passion pizza that is said to have irresistible notes of spice, pepper, and a woody, warm base. The perfume is the first to be launched by Domino's, which previously created a heat suite for the drivers to stay warm in the winter in a jetpack suit to help deliver pizza to hungry music festival goers. Speaking from experience, though, if you eat enough pizza, you already smell like the stuff anyways. So there you go. If you wanted to, tell your love how much you love pizza, you give them pizza perfume and you love them some more. I mean, I don't know how that works. I'm just saying that out there. Don't take that the wrong way. Okay, what else do we got? If you are looking to treat your Valentine to something special and you don't have steak, lobster, and champagne money, Waffle House has you covered. More than 200 locations in the U.S. are again taking reservations for February the 14th when they dim the lights, break out the tablecloths and candles, and offer a special V-Day menu items for you in that special someone. Valentine's Day is the only day of the year the restaurant takes reservations, and the tradition began in 2008. This year's meal costs a little bit more, though, than usual. Last week, Waffle House announced that it's adding 50-cent surcharge per egg due to the national rise of the cost of eggs. Call now and book your table, or as the Waffle House crowd says, can I make one of them reservation things? So there you go. I don't know. Do you want to make one of those reservation things? I normally used to go there like first thing in the morning, because you were going there after, a night of partying out there in the road. So I don't know, some stuff to think about, that is for sure. So a lot of stuff going on, little time to have the discussion, no doubt about that. Why don't we do something a little bit more favorable out there, and why don't we bring in the likes of John Smalls and let him tell us a little bit about what the hell is going on with the Motivation Minute, because if somebody can get us motivated around here, it's definitely John.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com and JaceCaseMedical.com.
The Motivation Minute.
Today's quote was submitted by Kyle. Lord Chesterfield said, "Know the true value of time. Snatch, seize, and enjoy every moment of it." I love this. Do you know the true value of time? I recently talked to a gentleman who I met about 15 years ago. He and I worked together on a community event. Well, I saw this man at a restaurant recently. He was there with his entire family and many friends. He came over to our table and told my wife and I that he was glad to see us and he was glad to be able to say goodbye. He said this was one of his final meals. He was diagnosed with cancer a while back, and his end is very near. I didn't even know what to say, but he knows the true value of time.
The Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com and JaceCaseMedical.com. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your motivational quotes can be submitted for an upcoming program at motivationminute.org.
Hello, I'm Richard Exley with your 1-minute devotion. Contrary to popular myth, the way to a man's heart is not through his stomach, but through his ego. Let a woman flatter him, make him feel important, indispensable, irresistible, and he will follow her anywhere, even to the doorway of death. With persuasive words, the wise man writes, she led him astray. She seduced him with her smooth talk. He followed her like an ox going to the slaughter, little knowing it will cost him his life. That's Proverbs 7. Yet, as tragic as adultery is, the grace of God is greater still. Lord, teach us to take appropriate steps to guard ourselves. Amen. If these devotions are a blessing and an encouragement to you, you can subscribe at oneminutedevotion.com.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
In southeastern Libya, authorities have uncovered 2 mass graves containing nearly 50 bodies, many believed to be migrants. The first grave, located on a farm in Kufra, held 19 bodies, some showing signs of gunshot wounds. Benjamin Wright with the latest.
A subsequent discovery in the same area revealed at least 30 more bodies following a raid on a human trafficking center. Libya continues to grapple with instability, making it a perilous transit point for migrants facing exploitation and abuse.
In Mali, a convoy near Gao was ambushed by gunmen, resulting in the deaths of 25 civilians, primarily gold miners. The attack also left several individuals injured who were transported to a local hospital. Joseph Eckerson reports.
No group has claimed responsibility for this assault, which is the deadliest on civilians in Mali this year. The region remains volatile, with various armed factions operating amidst ongoing political instability.
The Trump administration has directed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, to halt nearly all operations and close its headquarters from February 10th to 14th. This move effectively suspends the agency's rulemaking and investigative activities.
Established after the 2008 financial crisis to safeguard consumers, the CFPB has faced criticism from conservatives. Formally dismantling the bureau would require congressional action, but this directive significantly curtails its current functions. Liam White reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
A U.S. Marine from California is among 4 individuals killed in a plane crash in the Philippines. The incident also claimed the lives of 3 defense contractors whose identities have not yet been disclosed. Lawrence Keller reports.
The cause of the crash is under investigation, and officials are working to notify the families of the deceased. The U.S. Embassy in the Philippines has expressed condolences and is coordinating with local authorities.
Many Afghans who assisted the U.S. military against the Taliban now find themselves in limbo due to executive orders issued issued by former President Donald Trump. These orders halted programs that facilitated their relocation to the United States.
Despite undergoing extensive background checks and enduring lengthy waiting periods, these individuals face significant danger under the current Taliban regime. Advocates continue to press for their safe resettlement in the U.S. Kevin Sanders reporting.
The U.S. has been facing a surge in egg prices due to inflation and an outbreak of avian flu in several states. Experts predict that prices are unlikely to drop soon, impacting both consumers and businesses. This comes as the country grapples with broader economic challenges, including rising food costs and supply chain disruptions. Experts are predicting this could continue for some time.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
Warning. Listening to other radio stations could cause testicle shrinkage.
I'm talking truth.
Okay, that sounds definitely a little bit scary there, no doubt about that. It is currently 54 minutes past the top of the hour, so let's talk about some things that happened back on this date. Today, you're going to get a twofer. Back in 2019, Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman is found guilty of all 10 federal crimes against him in New York. The verdict was reached after over 200 hours of testimony from more than 50 witnesses. He would be sentenced that June to life plus 30 years. Also on that date, the U.S. Treasury reports that the national debt topped $22 trillion for the first time. So there you go. That happened back in 2019. Let's talk about some birthdays that are going on today. Jennifer Stone turns 32. Drew Ray Tanner, 33. Robert Griffin III, RG3, turns 35. Mike Posner turns 37. Gucci Mane turns 45. Christina Ricci also turns 45. Jesse Spencer turns 46. Josh Brolin, 57. Sigrid Torton turns 66. Arsenio Hall, 69. And Judy Bloom turns 87. So that's some birthdays going on today, in case you were wondering. Also, if you're trying to celebrate certain dates for the year, I got some of those for you. It's Hug Day and Darwin Day. So there you go. A couple things that you probably did not expect for today as we are talking, because why would we not be talking in regards of everything that is going on? So with it being almost Valentine's Day, let's talk about the most streamed love songs of all time. We'll give you all 10 real quick. And number 10 was Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars. And number 9 was All of Me by John Legend. And number 8 was Die For You by The Weeknd. And number 7, Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. The Night We Met, Lord Huron. And number 5, Photograph by Ed Sheeran. And number 4, Yellow by Coldplay. At number 3, I Want to Be Yours by Arctic Monkeys. Number 2, Say You Won't Let Go by James Arthur. And coming in at the number 1 spot, this was a list. Spotify compiled a list of top 10 songs streamed for love songs of all time. And here they are. At the number 1 spot was Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Apparently he was just the list man as we are talking. Okay, if you need a rando for today, I got one of those for you, because why would we not? I have a good problem solving skill, but my problems creating skills are where I really shine. So there you go. If you need a phone starter for today, try this. What food do you crave most often? If you need a question for the water cooler, try this. According to a recent poll, 19% of couples plan to do this on Valentine's Day. What is it? Eat at a fast food restaurant. So there you go. Anyways, that's going to sum up our time together in regards of everything that we have going on. At the top of the hour, I'll be going over to radiobig.fm. If you want to come and hang out with me for the next couple of hours or so, you're more than welcome to. If you don't, you can hang out on Safety FM and hang out with the likes of Sheldon Primus as he talks about the world of safety consulting, because that's what he does. So there you go. So that's going to sum it up. Thank you for always being the best part of Safety FM and Radio Big, and that is the listener, because without you, it makes no sense to do what we do around here. If I can leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this one. A wise man will make more opportunity than he finds. A wise man will make more opportunity than he finds. So there you go. Anyways, I know who you are. You know who I am. Love ya, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.